Hi and welcome back to the channel. It's just finished Girona 1, Arsenal 2 in Spain. And this was the last game of the league phase of the Champions League uh format for this year, which is kind of new to everyone. So it's a good thing that Arsenal have put themselves in a good position, and Mikel Arteta should be very proud. The boys should be very proud of themselves, because we are finishing third on the table, even though we're level on points with Barcelona. They might have their goal difference and goal scored a little bit, higher. That's why they play second. And then Liverpool topping the table. So Arsenal have done well to put themselves in this position because now we know who we're likely to face in the next round, which is the last 16. And it seems we're either going to face Feyenoord, the Dutch team, or AC Milan, the Italian Giants, or PSV, another Dutch team, or Juventus, the old ladies. And we just, it's one of those games, is one of those things that on paper we should be beating those teams, but you just never know where we are, in terms of squad size, who's fit and who's not fit. So, probably not going to get too excited right now, but just to say the club have put themselves in a good position to be able to draw those teams and not draw like a Real Madrid or any other, team that could potentially knock us out. So yeah, good run in the Champions League this season. We haven't had a run this good since the last time, or the only time we were in the Champions League final, which was against Barcelona so many years ago. And we all know the heartbreak from that day, and the refereeing from that day as well. However, we'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, Arsenal have done well. We needed just a point today, but they came away with 3 points. So big ups to, Mikel Arteta. He got the job done. However, when he rolled out that team sheet, I understand that like I said, we needed a point today, and we still would have gone through. So he was going to tinker a lot with the team and move guys around, rest players for the big game we have on Sunday against Manchester City. But Partey at right back does not work. It does not work. I can understand, you want to give him a run, but give him a run in the midfield. Give him a run. Let him get used to that again. But then this right back thing doesn't work. Understandably that he does invert as the game progresses, and he looks good once he inverts. But then for him to have the sole responsibility of the right back, which is defending, it's majorly defending. It's too much on him, given his age, his mobility. He just can't. Once you get a yard on him, they're gone. And then we are, we're in trouble. And we've conceded every time that has happened. Again, we conceded today. So Partey at right back simply doesn't work. And, a lot of, moving parts in that first goal, because, still going to call out Neto for being out of position and trying to save the ball with his hand out of his technical area or his box. Or, that would have been a red card. Imagine we got a red card that early. So someone has to check that guy's thought processing and, know if we're going to cancel that loan. In fact, the 2 loans this season, we should probably cancel them and look to make better loan signings. I don't understand, sometimes the Arsenal feeling sorry for players and, just kind of, taking their foot off the gas a little bit because there's that sentimental, attachment or whatever it is to players. Understandably, and I love my club for doing that, but then sometimes you just have to call them out on it. And today I am calling them out on the 2 loan signings, and they need to get rid of those 2 loan signings. So another moving part to that was Kivior. Kivior was out of position, but largely, who was at fault was Thomas Partey, because he switches off for a second, and then the man gets the run on him. Calafiori's playing him onside. and he gets a run on him, and then it happens, you know. And there's a backline that is not used to playing together, so understandably, like, you know, once, because they didn't do that terribly afterwards, you know, they did concede another goal, but thankfully it was offside. So yeah, just Partey at right back simply does not work. And if I see Partey at right back against City this weekend, then yeah, right off. Then yes, another person I just need to mention right now and get it out of the way is Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling he just needs to go back. He just needs to go back. I don't want to have criticism because he's not an Arsenal player. Even he doesn't feel like an Arsenal player. It just feels like he's just doing something to keep his contract going, or to try and get a sale to, you know, club in the Middle East, or just kind of move on. Like, you know, he's, you know, we're just playing, you know, that stopgap for him, where he's still kind of like, you know, trying to figure out things out, and we don't need that right now. He's a loanee, and he's actually restricting us from loaning, you know, other players from the league. You know, so if you don't understand, I'll just break it down to you. Because each team in the Premier League is allowed only 2 loan signings per season. And we've used up our 2 loan signings with the goalkeeper we saw today in Neto and Raheem Sterling. And they're just simply not good enough. We're halfway through the season, and if these guys are not good enough, you just need to cancel those loans and look towards other loans, you know. And I don't know, but the club is, I don't know what we're doing. We've still got a few more days to the transfer window, because it doesn't close to the 3rd of February, so we've still got a few more days to figure things out. But I don't really want to talk about who's coming in right now, because you can't get too excited. I remember getting excited for what's this guy, Liverpool, Suarez, thinking, my God, Suarez was going to come to Arsenal. And if he did, imagine. And just last minute, they took the piss. So, yeah, Sterling out of the way. Probably won't mention him again. He was just not good enough today. The penalty was just a shambles. I don't know why Kai Havertz didn't take the penalty. He would have equaled the record of Marco Reus, I think, or someone else who has scored consistently in like 4 Champions League games or something. But, you know, Odegaard, you know, captain, Jorginho, who took the first one, White Sterling stepping up, you know, I understand, maybe confidence thing, you know, to get his confidence up, but just terminate the loan. Terminate the loan. However, we did get a penalty. And then Jorginho exactly steps up and takes the penalty. Cool taking penalty. Like, he doesn't even really place it like a Saka would place it, where the keeper can't get to. He just does that little hop just before he takes it, and no one can figure that thing out. No one can figure that thing out. So big ups to him, because he levels the game up for us at 1-1. And then the man of the match, Nwaneri, steps up and takes that wicked curler and, you know, just hits it and puts us 2-1. We're in a good position to see the game out. And at that point, I was just confident we were going to see the game out and we were going to get a win today. So big up to Nwaneri, man of the match. You know, he stepped up well today. And some guys went missing in the midfield, man. Odegaard went missing again today, but hopefully he had a good run. He's just there, just making things, you know, keep ticking. But he's not strong in, you know, in his defensive duties. Because once, you know, even though they scored that second goal and it was ruled offside, Marino was to blame and Odegaard was to blame as well. They were just too, like, you know, I don't know, chill. I don't know, like, they just get bumped off the ball. Like, Thomas Partey is older than them, but still, he has that, you know, that build where he just kind of gets you off the ball. And Miles Lewis-Kelly gets people off the ball as well. He's not the biggest guy. I think Odegaard is even bigger than him. Odegaard and Marino are bigger guys than him. So, what is that thing, you know? But they kept things ticking today. Jorginho kept things ticking, holds on the ball a little too long for my liking. I cannot lie, Jorginho irritates me with that. And I guess that's the whole, the coach on the pitch type of thing, but it's irritating. Sterling, not gonna talk about him. Nwaneri, man of the match. And then Trossard. Trossard wasn't bad today, average. But yeah, hopefully he comes alive against Manchester City. He comes alive against Manchester City. Calafiori comes alive. I hope the boys come alive. Odegaard, all of them come alive for the game on Sunday, because that's a big game. And I thought we did well today. Referees, just gonna touch up a little bit on refereeing. Referee wasn't having it today. He kind of let the game flow, and I enjoy watching football again today. Even though penalty, there was a shout for a penalty when Sterling got brought down in the box, and he didn't give it. He didn't even go to VAR, nothing. So that's my only criticism of the refereeing today. But a little bit on the refereeing, because I've been watching what's been going on with the whole Michael Oliver situation, and I strongly feel that Michael Oliver should be investigated. I wholeheartedly believe that he should be investigated, because you just look at it and you just think, like, some of the decisions that have cost us. Is it a situation where he's being blackmailed? Because that was literally the worst decision I've ever seen a ref give. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, the way he just brandished the red card without hesitation just goes to show, like, it could be someone has something on this guy, man. Like, you saw what happened with Coop. And, he had to be fired. There's the whole investigation. There's been a lot of stories coming out now, about him, and he admitted to so many things, What was it? Could it be? And imagine the Coop situation. It could just be that someone has a video on you and saying, man, if you don't do this, then this type of thing. So, just Michael Oliver's on, and I'm just glad now that the red card has been rescinded, and Miles Lewis-Kelly, at least we saw him today. He showed up today like a boss, and that's the win for me, Like, the boys came back. They didn't really go. Arteta kept his cool, and, big ups to him for keeping his cool, because I think all of that led to, the red card being overturned. But yeah, moving forward, I wonder, what they're really going to do about Premier League referees, because they've cost us. With some of the horrendous decisions we've had in the past, we easily could have gotten at least one league title under our belt. However, all these are hypothetical. But I would just say, the last thing I want to say is that I would love for, some sort of pressure to be put, whether it's, some of the guys where, I've been seeing on some, some other YouTube, channels I follow, fans are calling out for, some of these guys that have a huge following to put a lot more pressure. Let's figure this out, because referees have killed the game for us in the past. They've killed it, whether it's for Arsenal or Liverpool or whatever your team is. I know we've all felt something, towards the refereeing in the Premier League, and we've had no voice up until now. And now we have a voice. Please, let's use it. Do not condone any sort of cyberbullying and, threats and all that stuff. But thankfully, the conversation is here now, and we can all have it. All right, so thanks for watching. And we look forward to the weekend for the game against Manchester City. Hot game. All right, and we'll be here right after the game with our match reports. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe, like the video if you like the video, hit the notification bell to know when the next video drops, and you'll be in the know. Thanks very much, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.